Oh, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I don't want to warp it, I'm scared. I know it's a massive crack. I'm so annoyed.
Hello, my name is Shelby and I'm a potter. I found this bulk lot of slip casting molds and one by one I'm pouring them up to reveal whatever is inside and then finish it into an artwork. This is the Mystery Mold series, so let's see what's in today's episode.
Hello, it is time to open this one. I am excited. This one's pretty big in comparison to the ones that I've done. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's inside as always. So we've got a big section here and then a little thin section. So I'm gonna put a little section up first. Oh, we've got some little textures. Almost looks like wood grain. I don't know if you can see that. It's like really grainy. Is it a bamboo planter or something? I've just seen inside the mold. Oh, oh my gosh, this is so cute. That's not texture for a tree, it's book pages. It's a row of books. Not only is it a row of books, I think it's actually a coffee canister. I think it's one of those cool canister sets where it looks like something else. I am particularly a fan of the little cottage houses, the little spice ones that everyone's collecting at the moment, but I'm really hoping I have a whole series of these books. I am in love. This is the cutest thing ever, and I love these because if I don't have the lid, I'll go have a look and see if I've got any more of this collection out in the mold shed, but also see if I've got a lid for this one. But even if I don't, this vessel is so perfect for a flower arranging vase or even like a succulent pot. Something like this, it has a lot of detail on the book binds themselves already, and I don't want to take that detail away because it is so gorgeous. I'll explain what's on the back in a minute, but I can design my own book covers. Oh my gosh, that'll be so fun. I'm so excited for that. I also like the idea of, if I wanted to, I know that it says that it's got things on the back here, but I could scrape that off and put my own books and make my own book series up. I think that that would be really cool too. On this one, we've got a book that's called Copies of the World. We've got one that's just called Copy, which I think is like trying to tell you what the canister is actually for, but it's disguised it as a book. And then it's got one that says things to do with your beans, and then we've got cooking with coffee. I love that. They're like little cookbooks. I want to go out and see if I can find more of this series and see if I can find the lid for this, because if we've got more, I want to make the whole set at once. So let's go check it out. Okay, I've had a rummage through all of those and I have found as many as I can that have the corresponding numbers. I don't think I've got the whole set, but I've got a fair few of them. So I've got the L785, which looks like it's going to be a lid. L787, which is another lid. We have these row of 4, which says books in a row, which I think might be like smaller canisters. And then we've got a big one, which I think will be a bigger canister. And there's one I've already taken over, that's another canister. So I couldn't find any more lids. I've gone through as many as I can to find the Gare corresponding numbers on the sides. I think we've got 3 canisters but 2 lids, so one of them's going to be without a lid. I think maybe it's in there. I've really tried though. I've really tried to find them, and it's a big effort moving these around to try and find them, so maybe one day I might find the missing lid, but we'll see. Maybe it doesn't need a lid. So let's take these over and pull them up and then see what's inside. I'm so excited. It's going to be the cutest set. I'm gonna work from biggest to smallest molds. This one made me really nervous because it was so big. I was worried it was gonna spill everywhere. It didn't, so that's good. Now, the last one I opened that small side on first, but that's the book pages. So I'm gonna flip it so that the big side comes off first so that we can see what the canister actually is. Oh no, it came out the wrong way. I didn't want that to happen because now it's really hard to pull it out. I don't want to warp it, I'm scared. It's staying. I was looking in the camera to see. Oh my gosh. Oh, this one's flower. The titles are Hood flower arranging, but the flower is spelled like the ingredient, not flowers. And then the next one is So You Want to Make Dough, and there's a little birthday cake. And then we've got the big flower, and then there's got a little flower illustration. And then we've got Goo. Oh, 600 ways to toast your cookies, cakes, bagels, and buns. I love that. That's so cool. And I like that they've also done a bit of a pun there with the flower arranging. That is so sweet. Like, they've done that crossover. This is like the perfect one to turn into a flower vase. I found 2 lids and they don't look big enough for this one. So if it is this one, I'm hoping that the one that is missing a lid is the flower, because then it will literally be flower arranging in it. But if I do have the lid, that's fine. I'm sure one of these canisters will look good regardless. So we've got coffee, flour. What do we need? Sugar and tea. I should have done it that way. I just knocked it. What have we got? Oh, I didn't damage it. That's great. I thought I hit it. Okay, sugar. We got sugar. So sweet ideas, recipes, the dessert song, and then perfection in confection. That's so cute. And there's a little cupcake. I'm getting emotional over book pottery canisters. Sugar, flour, coffee, and then we've got one more big one that's not a lid. It's this shape, which is interesting. And we've got 4 holes on this one. Oh my gosh. We got our little herb jars that are books. I am beyond happy with this piece. I am actually so excited to create this piece. This is the first piece in a long time where I'm just almost going to be colouring it in but adding my own flair to it. A lot of the pieces I have been sort of like reinterpreting them and rediscovering them in a way, or adding to them either like clay sculptures or meshing molds together. This series I am going to leave untouched because it's just so beautiful, but I'm going to add my own beautiful illustrations on them. And the best thing about this is I've got a salt and a pepper book, but I've got 2 blank books, which are perfect to do like cloves, cardamom. The idea I just had was actually maybe doing them as little wildflower seed books. Have you seen the people that get the wildflower seeds and they sprinkle them in their yard to spread the wildflowers everywhere? I feel like this could be a cool salt and pepper shaker for sprinkling wildflower seeds in your garden. So I think that that could be a cool way to do that, doing just like mixed wildflowers, maybe collaborating with a plant business that sells wildflower seeds. That would be so cute. I am going to open the lids and see whether they fit on the canisters. So let's see. This is the first lid. Oh, I reckon that might be for the sugar. Let go. Thank you. It looks like, yeah, that sits inside. I'm just gonna roughly trim it up. So I think it is sugar. I'm looking at the width, and that's a really thick book. Yeah, I reckon that's it. I'm very scared that I'm warping it, but I don't know what else to do with like a big hollow shape, how to support it. Oh my gosh. This is like my most favorite find ever. Just need to get it to sit perfectly. I reckon it's gonna fit. Oh, I just love that. I cannot. The only thing I'm sad about is not having this lid, because also it might warp. I love it. Oh, I can't wait to make these over. I'm excited.
Okay, that was a bit of a mission finding all the pieces, but it felt like a puzzle, so I thought it was nice to take you along with that journey. Now, if you hear some clicking in the background, that is actually my kiln going, because I am a little bit crunched for time, as per usual, me leaving things always to a short time frame. I'm recording this voiceover just before this video needs to go live, doing it next to my kiln whilst it heats up. Now, I don't know why I chose to do such a mammoth task of a mystery mold for my first one back, but I just thought it had to be big and awesome for my first one. So what I mean by big is usually I'll do like one creation, or I'll do like a couple of small creations, but these are massive. These are so huge. I actually think these are the biggest things I've ever made. Like the biggest thing I've ever made so far has been a teapot, but one canister alone is the size of one of my big teapots, and this is a massive undertaking to do 3 large canisters and then a couple of intricate small herb shakers as well. For the concept behind the decoration of these pieces, pieces. I wanted them to just be bright, fun, Shelby classic colors. I always get known for my very bold use of bright colors, which I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think it's a really great thing. I had this grand plan to paint each book cover like an illustrative book. So I was thinking about doing like a cottage with like a little garden path, walking up to it and lots of little flowers. But then I started thinking about the fact that I had to do so many book covers. And then I thought about how muddy it would make the design look in a way. Like it would look beautiful and stunning, but the design of the binds just wouldn't be cohesive. So I then thought about this whole idea of journals and how people make cookbooks and often make them like little scrapbook journals of their life and put their whole life in these cookbooks sometimes. And I thought about those books that are often bound in fabrics. So I decided to paint each of the bookends with a fabric inspired pattern. So it kind of had that reminiscent vibe of a journal, a fabric covered journal that was also a scrapbook together, like a family heirloom that had been passed down from generation to generation. I don't know about you guys, but I have a cookbook that's been passed down from generations, and it just has like the randomest recipes in there, from chocolate golf balls to just like, I don't know, spaghetti bolognese. And like, it just feels so nice to see that handwriting and that sort of heirloom style thing that is just so full of love. So I kind of wanted to put this in there, like a sort of like homage to those. Now, I couldn't do this video without mentioning the Lenox Spice Village. I kind of mentioned it in the opening, but oh my gosh, I have always wanted a set of those, and I've been asked so many times by you guys for me to do my own style of the Lenox Spice Village. And if you don't know what they are, they were a collector's item of little jars that are shaped like little different types of houses, and each one is its own spice. So you've got like cinnamon, salt, pepper, all of that, but each one is this tiny little house, and then you collect them all and it makes this big spice village, and it's so sweet, and I am obsessed with it. And if you haven't heard about it, like, look it up. They were released in 1989 and discontinued in 93 because they weren't popular, but now they are one of the most sought after collectible cottagecore kitchen items. There was a 24 spice house collection, and they also did some canisters as well, like the flower tea coffee situation that they've got with these books. The bottom was also iconic because it's signed in gold with the Lenox trademark, similar to a lot of other pottery brands. The pieces would come out each month, so you would have to get each one, and if you missed a month you wouldn't have that piece in your collection, which I really think incentivizes collecting things. It's a very smart marketing strategy if you ask me. They sold for $19.50 per piece in the 90s. I don't know with current inflation what that would mean in today's pricing, but that is so interesting. But now they can go for thousands of dollars. That's how sought after they are. But yeah, I'm so excited, and I'd love to do my own sort of take on a spice collection, but this will definitely tickle that itch for a little bit, quench that thirst. I don't know how many more metaphors I can think of, but that will definitely feed my creative cup for a little bit until I can eventually design my own. When I was looking up the Lenox Spice Village, I found some posts that they may be releasing a rerun of them. So I don't know whether they're going to do the same marketing strategy where you have to collect one a month, or whether they're going to do like a rollout of all of them at once. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. And will that impact their collectability? Although there's so many more humans on the earth right now that probably want them than when they first released, that it probably won't. So that's really interesting, and such funny timing that I'm finally doing this video and they've just announced a re-release of that village. I would love to know if you know of any other spice jar pottery collections that exist. I know salt and pepper collections are massive, like I'm already around those, but I'd love to know if there are other ones, because I didn't know about these book ones, and I love that they're going to be their own little bookcase. That is just so cool. I then glazed all these pieces up and popped them in the kiln overnight to see the results.
Okay, it is the first kiln reveal back in such a long time, and I'm so excited because these are the first artworks I've made since the pottage has opened. Having such a huge collection of pieces to create and to make them cohesive and look good together. I really wanted to open this last night because it was actually cool enough last night, but the lighting in here is just shocking and you wouldn't be able to see the beauty of them. It is very gloomy outside today because it was so nice yesterday. I'm so bummed that I missed the good lighting, but anyway, let's open it up. Oh, they're awesome. I love them. Oh, I love them so much. Oh, the colors, they're so nice. And the little antiquing on the books. Love it. So the rest of the pieces in the kiln are actually from the Paint Your Own Pottery space. I just literally put pieces in to fill this top layer up. It wasn't the most efficient pack, but it was just a way to at least fill in those gaps where I could. But I'll pull this stuff out first and then we'll have a look at the books. Alright, let's do our sugar one first. Ooh, because I'm closest to it. The lid comes off, that's good. Oh, beautiful. Oh, it's so nice. Oh my gosh, they look so good. Oh my gosh, I need like 4 coats of that white and it's still a little bit patchy. I think it's cool though. I still love it. Oh, look at the antiquing, that's gorgeous. And then the gingham, that is so nice. It's very simple and minimal, but I think it just adds to the sweet sort of country kitchen vibes to that one. Oh, I love that sound. Flower vase, which is a bit of a shame we don't have the lid for this guy, but I still absolutely love it. I think it's so gorgeous. This actually came out a lot nicer than I thought it was going to come out. That was actually probably my least favorite pattern I did, but I actually, like, I like them all, but I really like how that came out. That is so spectacular. They look like books. Oh, that's crispy. I did enough coats of those ones. They're nice. Oh, I really like it. I really like the rainbow books. They're really fun. The last one of the big canisters is our coffee. Oh, it comes off straight away. I'm so happy. Got our little pattern there. The yellow could have had a few more coats, but I think it looks good otherwise. Oh my goodness. That looks like a block print. I was a bit like watching the footage back and I was like, oh, it looks a bit wobbly and gross, but no, it looks awesome. I'm so happy with that. And the blue I was worried was going to be too dark and not contrasty enough, but it actually looks great. I love it. So excited to take these out to the pottage and style them all up. Oh, how exciting and wonderful. So they're just here. I'm going to just leave everyone else's stuff there, but let's do one at a time, I guess. Oh, wow. That actually looks better than I thought. Oh, that's so nice. Now, the holes don't look like they've closed over, because that's always something I've got to check for, is that the glaze doesn't pull in those little holes and I clear them enough. To be honest, when I was making these ones, I actually was going to turn them into like paprika and cinnamon shakers and stuff like that. But then when I had the idea to do the wildflower seeds, I realized that the holes probably aren't big enough for most seeds, but I'll have a look and see. I'll have a look and suss, but I think that they actually look better and bigger than I thought. I love the little seeds font. That's so cute. Oh, this is the other seeds one. Oh, the orange is so nice with the white daisies. That's so delicate. This one's closed over a little bit. Yeah. This one at the end here has closed over. I didn't clear it enough. And then these 3 are kind of like really tiny, and then this one is open, but that probably won't fit many seeds to it. It'll just more be maybe even like the really fine grade seeds. This is probably my least favorite small design, but I was just thinking about journals and collection. To be honest, I think this looks good. It looks alright. I'm pretty happy. Wow, I love the little butterfly. Ah! It's so kitchen cute. I really like that. That's really sweet. Oh, I love that butterfly. It's gorgeous. And our last book is our mini penguin classic. Ah! I love it so much. Oh my gosh, it actually looks like a penguin book. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. We actually collectively painted this one, which is why I didn't show it to you, for our Paint Your Own Pottery space, to just show people that you can be inspired by other book covers and paint your favorite book. And so we all kind of worked on this one together, bringing it to life. And this one's going to go home with one of my studio assistants once we've finished our sort of book promo. I was just carrying this over and I was looking at it going, oh my gosh, those books, they look so warped, like they're water damaged. And I don't know, no, my hand's covering it, but I know there's a massive crack. I'm so annoyed. Look at that huge crack in the middle of them. I honestly think this one's just from handling, because trying to get the first one out of the mold, it was very wet and very floppy because it's so thin. That is so annoying, because now I can't put flowers in it. I might have to put some silicone in there or something. At the end of the day, this one was for a display piece of the pottage, but that's so annoying. Like through there, right through the books. Also bought a heap of plugs. And let's play a game of will the plug fit. So we've got this size hole. Let's start with our smallest plug, which is 5mm. No, it's too small. 7mm next. The plug fits. So each batch of clay is kind of different, and although I've got tools to keep them consistent, sometimes what happens is the holes are all different sizes, so finding plugs that fit them all, I kind of have to just get a bunch of different ones to try and make them fit. Yeah, because the clay kind of shrinks at different rates. If you've used a bit of reclaim, that shrinks a little bit more. On top of that, like, we're humans, so we're inconsistent with our cutting as well. See, this one's a bit bigger and this one's a bit smaller. I reckon this one's gonna fit the 7mm. Oh, it's a tight fit, but that's nice. Okay. Oh, again, it's that weird awkward size. I reckon 9mm is gonna fit it perfectly. This one's also a weird size. I think we need some 9mm or like 8mm. It, like, I want to force it, but I also don't want to. Maybe I could Dremel them a little bit just to, because it's so close. Like a 9mm would just go. So I literally have every size under the sun except for the 8mm range. That's always the way, right? I'm gonna have to buy some. That is so annoying.
What a journey this week has been, and what a beautiful reward to have these finished products at the end. I am so addicted to this set. I am really, really proud of how these turned out. Every single one of them is a favorite for me. I can't pick a favorite, but I just love how they're so cohesive as a set. From the big canisters through to the little jars, it definitely helps that they are all sort of vibrant colors in the same shape. That kind of adds the cohesiveness, but they just feel like a big book family, and I love the idea of getting so creative with these. Whether you recreate your favorite book or whether you add your favorite recipes on the side, there is so much you could do with these, and they are just a glorious, absolutely gorgeous kitchen staple in my opinion. Aside from the plugs, which were a bit of an issue and we did have that cracking, I think that these are kind of a bit of a faultless piece so far. Knock on wood. I think that they'll be okay. The lids definitely help the piece not warp, whereas that flower vase I think will be a bit of a problem moving forward. That sort of lid just kind of holds the shape together during the kiln firing because it is quite thin, large, and very bowy because of how hollow it is. But aside from that, I'm really, really happy. I'm just so obsessed. I have actually made a bunch of these up for my Paint Your Own Pottery place in Ballarat for you guys to actually come in and paint your own book series. I will say they do take a really long time to paint, so you'll need the whole session and probably some home time just to get them done, but they are just going to be such a gorgeous staple and something that I feel like will be passed down from generation to generation and appreciated time and time again. I'm going to be putting my pieces out at the pottage as some examples, and also because the pottage needs a nice sugar jar, coffee pot, and flower vase, but I definitely think I need to make some for the shop as well. Thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. Next up, I have a little blooper of my cat playing with the vases, but a sneak peek for the next reveal, which is also a collection week. I'm so excited to see you there. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Bye!
That's enough.